maybe I will start with this so that we are all on the same page. Thank you very much for organizing this. And today we have, it's a consortium meeting, so this is the opportunity to ask questions and coordinate, okay? Tomorrow is the formal event, so we can be less formal today and get, as much work as we can today. So we would start with a presentation by myself. I have a lot of things to cover, so I will probably take all that time. And then we're moving on to the two external experts that are written in the grant agreement, and we just hired. So they came on board in August, and they ran really fast because they had to actually finish up some things really quickly. But they will be a great resource for us for the project, and I believe that would help us quite a bit. I want to give you a very honest assessment of where we stand, and we'll make some decisions together, okay? So after myself, there will be the two monitoring and quality expert, which are both in Cyprus right now. Konstantina is with PwC, and Yorgos is from Eurosuccess. And then we're going to move into the different work packages, okay? So today we want to just get a good assessment of where we stand in terms of work packages, okay? So we have work package 2 by Yasser, work package 3, this is from Amin, work package 4, a lot of work is being done now, and Alessio will be presenting it. And then we'll move to work package 5. Abdel has actually prepared a very scientific presentation. We're not going to have time. I asked him to maybe show 1 or 2 things from there because we need to focus on the interconnected labs. We want to get an assessment of work package 5. It's very important. And then work package 6, which is probably going to be given by Jamel. And then we'll have some time for discussions, okay? Unfortunately, for those of us that we are in Zoom, we're not going to be able to join in the activities afterwards. I really was looking forward to it. Unfortunately, it's a very strange thing. I've been with the university for 10 years. I never had to have visa for any place except America, but I knew about that. But it so happens that Tunisia, and only for Cypriots, okay? Notice this. For all EU countries except Cyprus, can go without a visa, but if you're from Cyprus, you need a visa. I wasn't aware of that, but planning from my end. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to show up. And this is true for myself and also the SEAS. So hopefully, SFAX would organize some kind of consortium meeting, and then we'll be able to do that. And I know Alessio obviously is there right now, but we could have a consortium meeting plus some workshops that we could do. I will be up for that, and I will apply early for a visa, and we can do that. So let me actually go to the presentation right now, okay? And we're gonna miss this beautiful village, guys. I'm sure it's gonna be lovely. Okay, so this is a management report. We had a lot of activity by the especially during the summer with the midterm report. I want to give you an assessment of this, and I want to give you where we stand and how we need to move going forward. Okay. To be reminded what the Pythagoras is, it is about education, and it is about digital. Okay, so we keep that in mind. Obviously, the partners, we know about them. 2 universities from Europe, University of Cyprus and Sapienza, 2 universities from Egypt, Ain Shams and Arab Academy of Maritime Research, and then 2 universities from Tunisia, the University of Manuba and University of Sfax, and then two organizations such as CCK, which is doing a lot of work on dissemination, and the Scientific Research Academy, which is also helping with dissemination, okay? So this is actually something that I have put up before, but especially since we're moving towards the final reporting, documentation is very critical, guys, okay? So we need to be collecting what we have done, and we need to be proving. You know, if anybody has ever been to any European projects, it's all about documents. They don't visit you. They don't look at your experiments, but they will look at what you have actually put up on their platform and what you put up on your social media and what you put up on your web pages. Actually, they do check those things. They do check the website. They do check the social media that you have postings. And so it's important that we are documenting what we're doing. If we're going to have a workshop, we have to document it, okay? So what we want to do for today, review the midterm report. There is some very interesting stuff. Understand the metrics and the goals. This is super critical. This is actually how they would assess whether you have completed what was done on the grant agreement or not, okay? So we'll talk a little bit about the common Google folder. I want everybody to be using it. We used to have a Teams, but that was giving a lot of hard time to people. So we set up an easier to use Google folder. Amin had set it up. So we're very grateful for that. And then we'll go through the next steps. I'll outline a plan that we can discuss, but I believe it's a sound plan for us, okay? Now, the technical report, I've sent it out, okay? There is a lot of work in it. I highly, highly recommend to everybody to, we were rushing through the summer to make it. If you don't have it, I will resend it out as a PDF. But you can actually see specifically, it's actually written in a way that, what did we say on doing on the grant agreement, the proposal, okay, if you would like to think about it in simpler terms, and what we have done up to now, okay? Now, because it is a midterm report, it means that you have another time to actually achieve all those goals, okay? So you can say, I've made progress, but the rest of it I'm gonna achieve during the final reporting period, okay? Obviously, at the end of the final reporting period, if you don't achieve that, you don't have a chance to achieve it, and there might be some financial penalties for it, okay? Just letting everybody know, okay? So let's start with the deliverables, and I will go through quickly through them. These are the submitted deliverables, and we'll spend a little bit more time on what is coming next, okay? Obviously, the kickoff report, the official website, the partnership agreement, the management platform. We switched to Google. Quality assessment. This is a report that Yasser actually worked very hard on to put. The networking database, Amin has actually set it up, and it's being continuously used. And the effective and collaborative strategy, okay? Now, each one of these things we have to be utilizing for the project, okay? So these have been done already, but they are continuously used, okay? Doesn't mean that it's been done, it's over. And then the capacity building plan, the dissemination plan. And each one of these, we have to follow through because it's going to be part of our final reporting, okay? And what we have actually recently completed, we have completed the monitoring plan, and you know, Konstantina is going to talk about this, and also quality assurance plan, and Georgios would talk about that as well. The new training modules, this is just what the curricula is going to be, okay? For some reason, Michelle keeps coming in and out. So all those things have been submitted, okay? We will all have access to them through the participant portal, and we will put them up on the common drive if we haven't done that yet, okay? Now, this is what is coming next, okay? The workshops. We have actually done 2 workshops in Egypt, one online and one physical, and we're doing one tomorrow, okay? And we're supposed to write the report by the end of the month, okay? Now, this might be a little bit, you know, it's a little bit squeezed, but we have to do our best. And, you know, we'll hear from, I'm sorry, because people are going in. Odyssea, if you're in, you can actually accept them yourself, okay?
Yeah, we accept all the time, but
they just keep getting in, huh? Anyway, okay. So that deliverable, I mean, we do our best. Unofficially, you know, we'll hear from Yasser how he feels about that and how quickly he can submit it, and we will all help him with this. The next deliverable is the interconnected numerical lab. So after this, which is at the end of this month, we actually have a pretty nice window where we can do work. We will be working on the project. But after that, it actually becomes, we're not going to be chased by deliverables that much, okay? The next one is at the end of the year, and then the next one is at the beginning of February, at the end of February, and the next one is at the end of August, okay? So this actually is roughly, would take us until the end of August of next year, okay? So it's not too bad in terms of deliverables once we submit the D3.2, okay? This might be a little bit pressed, but once we do that, it's not too bad. And then we have until the end of the year. Let me see if this actually is closed. We have the quality report. We have the business plan evaluation. We'll talk about that. And then we have the promotion and dissemination events. This is very important why we have to have that dissemination plan. And this actually is, it provides everything that was done, okay? And it's at the end of the project, okay? This is something that Jamel and the CCK team is gonna work very hard for, and we'll have to actually help them with this as well, okay? And, you know, this is the thing that I was telling you before is, it's all about what you can prove, okay? So if you don't have a physical sign-up sheet, we need to have pictures, maybe during Zoom call. We capture the attendance list electronically. These are the people that logged in, okay? So we also have the database. These are the people that signed in. So for the feedback evaluation forms, again, we have the people that have actually filled out the evaluation forms, okay? So these are actually towards the end of the project, okay? Now, we need to discuss this. There are 2 pending things that are very close by. The one is the workshop, which finishes tomorrow, but I don't know how much time we have to submit this. I know that Yasser is in the meeting right now. He's in the room right now. And then the second one is the interconnected labs, okay? This, if you guys remember, this has to do with, you know, the equipment that we ordered, what has actually been arrived. So if you guys don't mind, I want to take maybe a few minutes to discuss these 2 issues because they are very critical. I will start with Yasser. If Yasser is available, he's probably physically available. Is Yasser there at the meeting in Tunisia? We're not hearing anything. Hello?
Hello, do you hear us now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
First of all, did you guys hear me when I spoke?
Yes. We were hearing you very well.
Oh, okay, good.
What was your question?
Yeah, Yasser, the workshop. We have deliverable D3.2, and it's about the workshops that were done for the project.
Yes, I think this is fine. We had one in Egypt, physical, and one online, and this is the second one in Tunisia. And maybe I think that's fine. We don't need any other thing.
Okay, but it has to be put on a report.
For the midterm report, we have submitted that already.
Yeah, the D3.2. Would you have time to complete it?
We are not needing work package 3, we are needing work package 2.
Yeah, this deliverable is under you guys. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, I think that's fine. What we have done is enough. And adding the workshop for tomorrow, I think that's fine. We've done that.
Yeah. My question is, would you be able to complete the deliverable?
Yes, with the workshop of tomorrow will be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys would be submitting the deliverable?
So I think that you asked about the workshops and the connected labs. Is it this?
No, I'm asking who is going to write the deliverable?
Yes.
Well, just task 3.3 workshop and application of numerical tools in the industry and labor market, which is part of the work package 3. Which is part of work package 3 is Professor Yasser who has the lead. Okay.
Okay, so if you want us to write a report about the workshops, okay, we will do this, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
We just have to submit a deliverable. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Very good. Now, the next question is the interconnected labs. If you guys remember, there was a budget. It was supposed to be used year 1. Because the money was late being delivered, we asked for extension, and the project officer said cutoff day is end of September. So as far as the project officer, no equipment can be purchased after September 30th of 2024, obviously. So the question is, has everybody bought the equipment? Maybe I will start with ASU, then we can go to Arab Academy, then we can go to University of Manupa and University of Esfand.
For us in the Arab Academy, we have finished that. We have purchased the equipment, and we used all the money assigned for the equipment to buy all our equipment. And I have reported that in the midterm financial report.
Great, great. Okay. And ASU, Ain Shams?
Yes, we already have most of the equipment, and still some equipment will be built in this. After I come from my workshop, I will finish all the stuff of this equipment.
Okay. And University of Manuba and University of Sfax?
I, for University of Manuba, have finished the process and we are receiving the equipment now. It's okay for us.
Okay. And Sfax?
For Sfax, yeah, the process.
Yeah. Hi, Pombas again. So actually, in fact, the process for delivering the 3D printer is not running well because it will be late, maybe 1 month more to get the purchase of the 3D printer.
Okay.
But,
But in process.
yeah,
It's in process.
But numbers, as far as I remember, that the project officer gave us to the end of September. So if any partner would need more time, I recommend to submit another request to the project officer with the justification why if there is a delay, just to be on the safe side, because we don't like when we submit our final report, they find some things like that and we can't describe it, and the equipment budget is huge. So it's better to be on the safe side and submit another request. I think it will be approved, especially if there is a good reason, a justification for this delay.
Yasser, I agree. However, it's not just justification. We need to show progress. So if we want to show that we want additional time, then it's best for the institution to say, I purchased this and this and this and this, it arrived, everything is good, but this one had a little bit of delay and I need more time. So we have to show progress, okay? I cannot go back to I cannot go empty-handed, you see? I can't do that. It will be very weird. So please, if there's any request for, if there's any request to actually get more time, please first show me what you have done so I can share it with the project officer. Doesn't have to be a huge, but you have to tell me that you have already purchased this and this and this, and now we need an additional month to buy this because, and give me a reason, okay? Anybody who sends this to me, I will collect and I will put on a message to the project officer, okay? Is this clear? Okay, cool. All righty. So with this, let's move on. Okay. Now, this is something that you're going to find in the report, okay? This is actually what will be measured at. Somebody's going to, you know, for each one of these things, they're going to be like, okay, what did you do? Okay. These are straight from our grant, from our proposal, and let's go through them, okay? This is actually, I copy and pasted from the midterm report, which I urge everybody to take a look at, okay? 8 modules developed. Okay, where do we stand with that? We're developing the courses. We're developing the material, okay? So we have decided on what we want to do. We agreed, and we have actually divided the work. if there's any discussion, probably we can discuss it during work package 4. Okay, so it's 8 courses. Okay, accreditation. Okay, I'm asking again. We have completed the syllabi, and actually we have even completed the deliverable for the syllabi. And now the process for accreditation needs to begin. Okay. Everything is clear up to now, correct? Okay. And it's actually been submitted. I put in, will be submitted in the REX reporting period because the midterm report ends on June. Actually, it's been submitted, okay? Now we have to develop 3 case studies, okay? I've sent, what do you call it? A template out. This is simple. This is the case studies for our business study, okay? One of them is from Abdel, and from that we'll develop innovative solutions, okay? This is going to have some science, it will have a little bit of market, but this is actually what's going to come through the case studies, okay? You can actually see we haven't done it yet, okay? It's not a problem. We'll do it, but we haven't done it yet. Now, academic staff from Egypt and Tunisia train on the new modules. I believe that this is something that we have to do. We've done the training in Italy and Cyprus, but I don't think we covered that number. So what I propose is for Anastassiou and ourselves, so the University of Cyprus and Uniroma, to organize, maybe we do it in 2 days, like one for Uniroma and one for University of Cyprus, and we organize online training. We advertise it and we make sure that we have enough people that sign up, okay? We just need to, have like a Zoom call or a Teams call. It will be recorded, and we want to make sure that enough people sign up, and that's how we can actually meet this number, okay? I hope everybody understands that. We tried to do this during the summer, but we just couldn't get enough people to show up physically. Physically is too expensive to do this, but also because it was in the middle of the summer, we also had a hard time getting enough people to sign up for this, okay? So I would say that sometime in November, that's my suggestion. We advertise it very well, and we do a couple of sessions, okay? It's not going to be a big deal. It's, hopefully something that that Anastassiou will be okay organizing, and for us, we will organize as well, okay? So, then by the end of the project, we need 160 students to be trained. Okay, this roughly is 20 students per module. Okay, so as we go through the trainings, you want to have a lot of people to sign up. Make sure that they fill up the survey, and then we'll be able to actually have this number. Okay, so 160 students, okay? Also, surveys. This is something that we have to be looking at. And as people participate in these workshops, you see we mentioned surveys from participants, okay? So this will be either the students, our industry, and we have to have questions about their skills if they feel that it makes them more employable, okay? So you can actually see from these metrics how we actually have to structure this. Then we need industry stakeholders in the database. I think we're doing well with that. but we also need to ask them to help us with independent assessment. Okay, so as we have courses, as we have maybe online things, we can actually ask them if they believe that this improved employability. So for workshops, we actually have 3. We can definitely have another one by the end of the project. Maybe this can be done in Tunisia, a physical workshop as well, where we can come from the University of Cyprus. Business plans, that's something that we want to create through these case studies. So this is nothing to be scared of. I mean, once the classes start, I hope people understand that all these things, they look a little bit scary, but once the classes begin where we teach these modules, we'll be able to meet this, okay? So we have to push to finish the material and go into teaching, okay? Because ultimately, the Pythagoras project is a training project. It's a training project for teachers, and it's a training project for students and industry. So we have to be moving towards teaching, okay? And then through there, the different teams will create the business plans, okay? The numerical labs, we have to have 4 numerical labs. We have discussed it. And then these labs actually are going to have a memorandum of understanding, okay? Okay, the project website we have done. We do speak about newsletters here. So this is something for Jamel. We said 3 project newsletters. I suggest that we have one by the end of the year where we describe the different events that happen, have some nice pictures from Italy, from Cyprus, get excitement for the project. And then we have another 2 newsletters midway and towards the end of the project, okay? Seminars. Again, I think once we have the courses going, we can organize specific seminars just only for industry, to be honest with you. That would be very good. And then we finish up with the final dissemination event in Egypt. Obviously, we can split this and have one in Egypt and one in Tunisia, but it's something that we will do towards the end of the project, okay? So these are actually my steps, okay? And it's up for discussion. You know, if you want, we can discuss a little bit now, but we have some time towards the end. But how do I see it? I mean, the project is needs a little bit more work to get going in a straight path. Obviously, the number one thing is we're waiting for the University of Cyprus financials to sign off so I can submit the final report. Unfortunately, the midterm report is not being submitted yet. I have uploaded the technical report, but until the University of Cyprus presses the magic key that they approve the financials, which I cannot do, this report cannot be officially submitted, okay? I did let the project officer know. I have uploaded it at the end of August, so we were on time. It's just the financials, okay? So that would be number one. I would say that the second one is to submit the workshops deliverable, and that would allow us to go back to the project officer and request an extension, either 3 months or 6 months, whatever they can give us. I don't know if they will approve it. I don't know. But first of all, maybe I will ask everybody, is that okay to extend the project 3 to 6 months?
Yes.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
For CCK, for Manuba.
Yes, yes, of course.
Manuba is accepts.
Of course.
Cyprus accepts.
Egypt.
Italy accepts.
Accept it.
Alessio?
Egypt, استنى. One second. Egypt. Ah. Egypt is extension for 6 mois.
عشان المادة يعني ايه السبب
Yes, he's asking about the reason to extend 3 or 6 months.
يعني لو الاربع جامعات هيعملوا الكورس بس احنا لو عدى سكه ثاني معناه مطالبين ان نزود الرننج ده كورسز يعني احنا عندنا 2 سايتس لو المشروع خلص على كده هنخلص 2 سايتس لو عندنا 6 يعني ده مش حاجه كويسه ان احنا ندي المشروع بدون سبب.
For many of our other colleagues from other universities, the sectorial committee or the accreditation of the modules are not running, for example, this year.
What do you mean by
the
extension of the submission, that we don't submit the report, or what do you mean?
دكتورة مروة.
دكتورة مروة. How are you?
ازيك يا دكتورة مروة؟ ازي اخبارك؟
زي حضرتك يا دكتور.
اهلا وسهلا. كنت اتمنى تكون معاكم يعني بس يعني اكيد ان شاء الله المره الجايه. I was just discussing our this point with our colleagues in Tunisia. Explaining to them, extending the project is something would look like it give us some time to do whatever we would like to do. But on the other hand, it's putting some burden on us because now with the normal time of closing the project, we are asked to run the modules for 2 cycles. If we extend it to another 6 months, that we are asked to run the modules for 3 cycles. Okay, so I'm asking, do we need this extension? Bassem and from Sfax actually of the year, he explained that in Tunisia they need sometimes. Actually, it's the same in Egypt because more or less the situation and the system in Egypt it's very close. It's very similar to that in Israel. However, what we have in Egypt is that as long as the program is running, okay, and we are just modifying the program with minor changes, we are talking about the program. The program, for example, we are talking of College of Pharmacy. They have 5 years of study. The students are doing 160 hours, credit hours. So if we are just putting 2 courses which are 6 hours, and this it's minor change. So the system in Egypt, I presume it's the same in Tunisia, allows us to run the program and to do the modification along with the whole program as long as it's running. And every couple of years in Egypt, 3 years in Egypt, I think Ain Shams, they don't have this because they are governmental university and they don't submit status report. But in our university, we submit status report to the Supreme Council every 3 years.
Yes.
So the system allows us in the next cycle of submitting the normal time of this, we submit the new status report. Okay. So we are not in a hurry now to get the approval for these specific changes we are doing. Okay, so for us it's equal. If we close the project after 3 years or 4 years in, doesn't matter because the administrative procedure is the same for us in Egypt. I presume it is the same in Tunisia. However, if what I'm saying is applying in Tunisia, that means we don't need any extension. But if the situation in Tunisia is different, then okay, we agree with them if they need another 6 months. So that the floor is in Tunisia. Okay, but for us, we are happy with 3 years to finish everything.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I would say we have time at the end. So let's actually go through everything and then we'll come back to this question.
Yes.
Because I don't want to delay. The motivation for delay and getting the extension is so that you can hit the metrics. Because if you don't hit these metrics, when you submit your final report, they would take money out. It's very simple. So if you say, I didn't have time to do 4 motivational seminars and I only did 2, they would say, okay, then I'm gonna take some money out. That's the only reason. That's why I wanted to put all these metrics, and actually these are not all of them. These are the major ones. There's some additional ones that we have to keep an eye on, okay? But let's come to this at the end of the project. And actually, I'll move away from this. Professor Strain, we've looked at it. So with this, actually, I finished my presentation. And then I believe I gave enough food for thought for everybody. So let's actually move on to the next one, okay? So from my side, thank you for your attention.